Everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions. With that, let's head inside to Ford Field in Detroit. We're standing by are the two men who will bring you this one, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Well, Coach, the seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Ford Field tunnels, and the noise level in this place just about off the charts. They are set for football as the Lions get ready to do battle with the Dallas Cowboys. Up in the booth with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden, and kickoff straight ahead, CD. What's one thing that you're going to have your eye on?
I think about what the great coaches of the past always said. The key to any ball game. Can you rush theirs and protect yours? Well, in this case, both of these teams get after the quarterbacks. I'm watching the pass rush.
Here's the former Cornhusker Brett Maher to get this one started. And we are underway from Ford Field. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They're led out by their quarterback. Started his career as a Florida Gator, finished at Louisiana Tech. It's Jeff Driscoll.
Jeff Driscoll has a good arm, but his athletic ability is the thing that really captures your eye. His ability to not just move in the pocket, but to be a part of a quarterback run game that can really break down defenses. That's what's impressive about when you see him.
Set, ready, 10-2 stop. 54 Mike. Pick me up, here we go. Let's go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
In your face.
Looking to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by Michael Bennett, the native of tiny Independence, Louisiana. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So much for coming out throwing as it leads to an early 2nd down and long. Here's a quick throw complete to Galladay. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
How about the fellas with the stars on the side of their helmets rising up on defense? We always hear about the Cowboys' rushing offense. Their rush defense is pretty good as well, I think, because they're so cohesive. Defensive line, linebackers really work well together.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Cowboys set to take over here for their first drive, and as usual, it's Dak Prescott, Charles, who leads them out.
And he was awfully impressive against Minnesota on Sunday night. 397 yards, 3 touchdowns, had 2 receivers over 100 yards, and a third one over 70. So he spread the ball around effectively, was accurate throwing it. Would like to have had 2 more throws at least on their last drive, which came up just a little bit short. But it certainly looks like Dak Prescott continues to ascend into an upper level of quarterback.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. Here's the man who's led the league in rushing twice in 3 seasons, Ezekiel Elliott. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his 2nd rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. On 2nd down now, it's Elliott, and not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. And the offensive starters for Dallas.
It's so good to see big number 72 Travis Frederick back in a Cowboys uniform. Remember, he missed all of last season with Guillain-Barré syndrome. And prior to that, he'd been to the Pro Bowl 4 straight times at center. And his return, a huge boost to the offensive line. Better to have him in uniform than coaching.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Prescott now, option right. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. Fielded at about the 28. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On play action, they'll throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, and that'll bring up 2nd down. And we look now at the Lions offense.
Had a nice offseason chat with wide receiver Marvin Jones, who's excited about his opportunity to return to form after injury ended his year in 2018. Remember, in 2017, he led the NFL in yards per catch and twice has been in the top 10 for receiving touchdowns in his career.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They'll get 3 out of the dump off there, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And a look at the defense for the Cowboys.
Sean Lee's one of my favorite players, and I don't mind saying it because I love his versatility. I can move him inside at the linebacker position. I can move him outside. I can rush him off the edge, rush him up the middle. He can drop into pass coverage. In fact, his versatility was on display even in his high school days, where he was a big-time high school basketball player that had a chance to play in college as well.
Set 10 Lobo. 55.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Ready, ready.
They'll drop to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, A little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
And this one hits at the one, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Time to see that Cowboy offense go to work again here. And, Charles, as they set up shop, you know, they're 5-4 through 9 games. It's been a pretty up-and-down season. What do you make of the Cowboys at this point?
Well, I like what I saw prior to the Minnesota game because they got big NFC East wins against the Eagles and the Giants in the preceding 2 weeks. Remember, they scored 37 points in each of those games. Couldn't quite keep it going against a tough Vikings defense. Now they got 3 of their next 4 on the road. At Detroit, at New England, home for Buffalo on Thanksgiving, and then at Chicago. It's really a 2-team race in the NFC East. The Cowboys have to take care of business, and they'll keep an eye on what the Eagles are doing as well.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A very solid gain of 27. With Cole Beasley now in Buffalo, you think that might open up some more targets for Michael Gallup. Last year as a rookie, 33 catches for the Dallas Cowboys. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas 1st down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. This is Elliott. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. And the starting crew defensively for Detroit.
As the Detroit Lions continue to rebuild their defense, they were so excited about the opportunity to acquire defensive end Trey Flowers from New England, who always put on big performances in the playoffs and in Super Bowls. And now the Lions looking forward to seeing that game in and game out. 7.5 sacks is his career high. They'd love to see that number get to double digits.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Here's Prescott. He'll buy some time right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A first down carry by Elliott. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll try to throw now. Prescott stepping up. He's going to keep it. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
He was able to get away earlier in the drive, but apparently all the time they put in practice finally came to the front, didn't it? They remembered their lessons and found a way to contain him when he took off on that one.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So on 4th down, on comes the Dallas kicker, Brett Maher. This an easy one, 23-yarder. Maher able to put this one through. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. Of course, the door for Maher was opened after a little bit of a surprise move, the Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League where he kicked for 4 years. And I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
After the made field goal, Maher back out there to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
You ready? 54, right there, 54, Mike.
I know he ain't got it.
They will run it. It's McKissick. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Mike, 54.
They'll run with McKissick. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. Well, the returns for the Cowboys on Leighton Vander Esch have been pretty good so far. You know, a lot of Cowboy Nation questioned when they took him number 19 overall a season ago instead of Calvin Ridley. But Leighton Vander Esch would get 140 tackles last year, franchise rookie record for Dallas en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. A carry now for McKissick. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
Now back to throw. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 1st down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, watch that.
Here's McKissick.
Hey, watch the sled.
He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Kill.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The Lions on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. He'll look to throw. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
We ain't giving them nothing today.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. They'll set up a throw. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Driscoll, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
He'll drop to throw. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll try to run this one in. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
It's been a long day for you. Get it.
2nd and 4. Steps away to his left. He's good. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Lions have taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
A first down throw for Prescott. Got an open man, the tight end Jarwin. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Throwing, Prescott. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Prescott now. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. Still going. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. Well, using Zeke Elliott in the passing game, that's something Cowboy fans are getting used to. Last year, 77 receptions. And you think back to his rookie season, he had 32 and then 26 his second year. But he's really on the uptick.
Watch the slant. Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end.
First down, Prescott. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Prescott going to come up first and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Prescott. Flush to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. He hit his first, this one from 38. The kick by Maher is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
After the made field goal, Marr back out there to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has the look of a game that could very well go down to the wire. Just 1 point separating these two clubs at the break. But they're ready for the second half, and we are too, as we'll kick it right back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Gonna take a shot for Gallup, and that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. On second down, Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Unfortunately for you, you've been around me for a little while now, so you know me as well as anyone and how I look at a game. I don't ever advocate abandoning anything, but in this case, I'm going against my own thought process. You got to change it up. You got to start throwing it around a little bit, finding ways to try and move the ball because keeping on the ground just isn't working for them.
Yeah, maybe get him the ball out of the passing game, a swing pass outside or something, just something to vary it up. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Devon Kennard able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up fourth down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Anthony Brown there on the tackle.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man is Galladay, complete. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Jared Davis able to run him down for a loss of a yard. You think back to last year, Dak Prescott was sacked 56 times, second most in the league behind Deshaun Watson of the Texans. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11.
Got you, boy. I got you, boy.
Here's Prescott. And that is incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Prescott from the gun, rolling to his right. He may try and run for this. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on here to punt it away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Check.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got Amendola on the connection. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
On the ready.
54. Mike, 54. It's our time. It's our time.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. His throw incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Your trip is here, baby. Your trip is here.
Here's Sam Martin now. He's been terrific so far. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well.
We got this.
And out now come the Cowboys. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start the drive with Elliott, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. To throw is Prescott. This to Jarwin. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. On the return, here's Agnew. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Now 3rd down is looming, a pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Come on, D. Shoot. 5.
They'll look to throw here. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Ready? Now.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. No luck whatsoever there on the draw.
Yeah, they're supposed to use their aggressiveness against them. That was the hope. But maybe they had too big of a meal last night. A half step slow, and he ends up running right into the meat of the defense.
Here we go.
They'll go again with McKissick. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. The Lions on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 9. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Malik Collins with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Last year, Dak Prescott had 3 fourth-quarter comebacks, and he's in search of another one right now. Prescott on 1st down. They'll roll him out right. Now he'll pull it down. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Lions have recovered. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
So out now come the Lions. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right, and you just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
Watch the run, watch the run. Shoot.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
They will get 4 yards here on the 1st down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock, in a tight 1-point game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Watch the screen. Get it. Go.
He'll get this one to Galladay. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Just like that.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
Jim. Let's go.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter. Do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Now Prater to add the PAT. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And in the end, the finishing touch, an 11-yard run. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So Dak and the Cowboys down 14-6, a little under a minute to go. They need a touchdown and, of course, the 2-point conversion as well. Prescott to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin.
Well, they needed the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, but they're not going to get a shot at either. This is a great play here defensively, Brandon, and at a time that they sorely needed one. And that could be enough to help get them out of here with a victory.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Early it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now all of a sudden the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit that they kept their confidence, because sometimes when you get stuffed big in the running game early, especially for an entire half, it really makes you retreat a little bit, but not this group. They always have the confidence. If they just get their assignments down, they get in sync with their runners, and off they went.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming now.
And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards.
Let's go. 18 Gator. Come on, boy. Cut. You better be ready. Don't be scared. Hit it.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.